Sorry about that, my recording got cut off. This is a long chapter. All right, so we are playing English football. The red puccoon dye protects my back, chest, arms, and legs from insects and the burning of the sun, and my moccasins protect my feet for running. The right side of my hair has been newly shaved by Kainta's mother, and the left side of my hair is quite long, almost to my shoulder. I've added a few shells to the feathers as ornaments. As we play, I hear a call of "Wingapo," spoken with an English accent. I stop running. I've almost forgotten what English speech sounds like. What I see takes my breath away. It is Richard, Nathaniel, Henry, Abram, and several others. They look thin and wan. They are walking toward us. Richard calls out, speaking Algonquin as if he has memorized just what to say. "Captain Smith send. Need eat. Find English boy. Samuel." I sputter. "A Richard?" I call to him. "It's me." Richard's eyes go wide and his mouth drops open. "By God, he's turned into a savage," Henry says. I ignore Henry and go to greet Richard and the others. The Indian boys gather around us. "Are you here to bring me back?" I ask, still not understanding why they've come. Richard shakes his head. "We're here to stay for a while, to eat. Rats got into the grain. There were so many of them they looked like maggots squirming in the barrels. We have almost nothing left. So President Smith has sent us different places. Some he sent up the river to live on oysters, some down the river to Point Comfort to live on fish, and some to friendly tribes. We got sent here. We have copper to pay our way." I translate as best I can for Kainta. He nods and says he will go tell his father that they are here. "So," Richard eyes me curiously, "did that stuff just get stuck in your hair, or did you put it there on purpose?" I sock him playfully in the arm, and we both laugh. I think of how I want to teach him what I've learned, how to make snares to catch beavers, otters, and squirrels, how to build a fire in a canoe at night so the fish will be mesmerized and come close so we can spear them, how to find mushrooms and roots and berries that are good to eat. I know that with the knowledge I've gained from living with the Waraskiaks, we don't ever have to be hungry again.